Hello, this is Fazana from Hastoe Housing Association. We've done a short film taking you through a number of tips on saving energy around the home, and this in turn will help you save money, whilst at the same time helping you to do your little bit for the environment.
Hi, I'm Richard Lupo, and I'll be going through a few more details on those energy and environment saving tips. Okay, we're shortly going to meet Porsche, but before we do that, I've spotted this car, so here's a couple of fuel saving tips. When you're travelling around, just take any big heavy toolboxes out that you don't need all the time. The second tip is to make sure that your tyres are inflated to the right pressures, and that will avoid a lot of resistance and drag on the road and a lot of fuel wastage. And the third and final tip is just when you're driving around, try and achieve a nice smooth flow of speed. And that way you don't have to accelerate hard and brake hard, which is costly in fuel. Hi Porsche.
Hello Richard.
Here we are by your thermostat.
Yes.
Nice one it is too.
Thank you.
Do you use it a lot?
Yes, when it's cold.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what temperature do you set it at, do you think?
I just stick it to the highest.
To the highest, okay.
Yes.
So you like it nice and warm in your house? Yes. Okay. Well, let me tell you about the tips on this. Set it at a low temperature to start off with, at 18 degrees centigrade. When the temperature in this particular room gets to 18 degrees, then the boiler will shut off.
Okay.
And when the boiler is shut off, that means you're saving money.
Okay.
If you find that still a bit chilly, then you can take it up to 19, see what it's like, take it up to 20, find a temperature that you're happy with.
Okay.
And then when you're happy with it, just stick with that all the time, and then the boiler will do all the work.
Okay.
And just for a little bit of information, when they design these heating systems, they design them to work at 21 degrees.
Okay.
So if you're operating at higher than 21, then you probably like it a bit hotter than a lot of other people do.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, that tip can save you about £50 a year.
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you.
Okay, so here we are in the bathroom, and we're going to talk about hot water. In a normal house, most of the hot water used is in the bathroom, so that's why we're here. And the hot water costs for fuel bills are typically the second biggest consumer of energy compared to the space heating. Okay, so Porsche,
Hello
again.
Richard again.
Here we are in your bathroom. We can see you've got a bath and a shower. So Porsche, which do you use? Which do your family use, a bath or a shower?
It's a bath.
Oh, you use the bath. Okay, well, I think you guessed it coming, but the bath generally uses a lot more hot water than a shower. So that's the first way to save a tip. But a lot does depend on what the flow rate of the shower is. So let's just have a quick look at your shower. Here it is. Let's switch it on, see what happens. Oh, yeah. And I can tell by the pressure in my hands that that is quite a high flow rate shower. So let me give you a great tip on this one. You can get them for free from their water companies. A little insert that you screw in there, and it halves the flow rate of the shower.
Okay.
Because it's halving the amount of hot water, that's halving your fuel bills for showering. So that's a great one. I've got one at home, you'll hardly notice the difference. Absolutely brilliant.
Okay. And it's for free.
And that's for free, you can get that from the Thames Water. I know you haven't got a hot water cylinder, but anybody who has got a hot water cylinder, if they set the thermostat to 60 degrees, then that's fine. They don't need to be 65 or 70, 60 degrees is hot enough. So if you've got any friends with a hot water cylinder, you can tell them that.
I'll let them know.
Now, we're going to go in the kitchen later, but I'll tell you now we're talking about hot water. Having a washing machine, the powders are all designed to work now at 30 degrees centigrade, so you don't need to go to a hotter temperature than that, so that's great. And if you did have a dishwasher, you could make sure that it's completely full before you run it. And my favourite, the kettle. When you're boiling water for a kettle or for a cup of tea, only use the same amount of water that you need for the cup of tea. You don't need to boil the whole kettle.
Okay.
And then you'll save a lot of energy that way.
Okay, that's a good tip.
So all those tips together might save you about £40 a year.
Wow, that's a good amount as well. Thank you.
Okay, Portia, here we are in your landing.
Yes.
Looking at your wonderful energy efficient light.
Yes, thank you.
Well done for that. Have you got that instilled in everybody in the family?
I have, but my daughter is still having a problem with that.
Okay, so you need to have a word with her about that one.
Yes.
Now there's a little bit of a myth about these. Some people say that you mustn't switch them on and off because you use more energy by switching them off and on all the time. But that is a myth. You can quite happily switch these on and off when you're not in the room, and it doesn't use any more energy to do that.
Okay.
The other good thing about these energy saving lights is that they last a lot longer than all the other ones.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So that's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, using those and switching them off throughout the year might save you £47 typically.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, Portia, here we are in your kitchen.
Yes.
We're going to talk about kitchen appliances, electrical appliances. Upstairs we already mentioned about saving money on kettles and washing machines.
Yes.
But while I'm knelt down here, I can see you've got a nice tumble dryer.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so is that something you use more?
All the time.
All the time? And do you find that uses a lot of power?
It does.
Yeah, well, again, there's a lot of electric being used to heat up the air that dries your clothes in there, so that's the problem there. Have you ever thought about drying your clothes outside?
I'm just scared of the insects in the garden, that's why.
Okay, you're scared of the insects outside. Okay, all right. Well, if you manage to overcome your fear of those insects and start drying your clothes outside, you'll find you'll save a lot more money power-wise there.
Thank you.
If you don't overcome your fear of the insects, then my next tip will be useful for you, and it's all about energy ratings of appliances. So whenever you go to the shops and buy a new tumble dryer or a washing machine, there'll be an energy rating, and it will go from A plus all the way down to G. A plus means it's a really good energy efficient machine, and if it's G rated, then that's really poor, and that's going to use an awful lot of energy. So when your tumble dryer goes out, breaks down, and you buy a new one, try and get a higher rated one as you possibly can.
Okay, thank you.
So all those tips, or switching to A rated appliances can typically save about £30 or £40 a year.
Wow, that's another good money. Thank you.
Okay, Portia, we're in your living room. This is where you've got your DVDs, your stereos, your TVs, so there's a lot of electricity being used here. And I'm sure you would have heard all the tips about making sure that when you switch them off, not leaving them on standby, but turning them off at the mains, and you will save a little bit of money that way.
Okay.
Turning things off at standby, definitely taking mobile and laptop chargers off, might save you anything up to £30 a year.
Wow, that's a good money. Thank you.
Okay, Portia, we're in your living room in front of your nice curtains. Do you draw the curtains at night?
Yes.
Yeah, at night?
All the time.
All the time. Well, that's good. Especially in the winter, I bet. Yeah, good tip, because that keeps the heat in your room and keeps your house nice and cosy. Now, I notice you've got some really good double glazing already, so perhaps this tip isn't for you, but if you do know anybody who's got some old-fashioned windows with a frame?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe if you do come across anybody like that, you can give them this tip. What they're to do is to go to the DIY store and get themselves some nice draft proofing strips that they can put around the frame of the window, and that'll save a lot of hot air escaping out through the gaps.
Okay.
And you can do the same on the front door, and you can get little draft proofing for your letterboxes as well.
Yeah.
You're already making that saving, but you can, if you do advise your friends, you can tell them they can save about £100 a year by doing that.
Wow, that's a good bargain.
Well, you can make some good friends like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Portia, for showing us your house.
Thank you for coming.
But we've got some freebies for you.
Oh,
Remember I was telling you about the shower insert that you can get?
yes.
Well, there's one there for free. And here's another one that you can also get for free. It's a little timer, like a little egg timer. I'm not asking you to boil eggs in the shower.
No.
The idea is that you tilt it around, you've got to have a shower quicker than the sand comes down there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, have fun with that.
Thank you
And
very much.
And thank you again.
Thank you.
Great, so we've had a look around Portia's house, and we've seen a lot of energy saving tips. So just to recap, if you concentrate on your heating controls, draft proofing, think about your hot water usage and appliances around the house, you could save nearly £260 a year. Plus, you're helping the environment as well.